the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe series, one of the most versatile amps that Fender has ever created. Now, I know there are a lot of amps, and people have different options and different choices and different specs and all that good stuff. But the one by far that you can easily get used at a very affordable price that can pretty much do all the things you want to do, from clean tones to edge of breakup tones to overdrive and some even more gainy stuff. This sucker can actually do all of those things. Now, I know there are boutique amplifiers that you could spend $4,000, $5,000, $7,000 on. Getting one of these used for like $400 or $500 is one of the biggest things you can do for that amount of money. There's not really a lot that you can get for that price range, or within that price range. There are not that much amplifiers that you can get within that price range that could pump out as much power as this can. From small to medium stages, you will get away with this amp. Even with a loud drummer in a small bar, you will be fine with just this amp. And I want to go over a few things, and how I capture mine and why I capture it in specific states and why I captured both amps separately. Now, they are very similar, but then also very different. So the Judge Benson variation of this amp is very similar to the original one, but there are a few things that changed there. One, the speaker and the tubes for cleaner and more headroom. So before you could get to that point where you actually start getting dirty, you have to really push the volume a little bit up. And that's one of the things that Judge Benson requested, because he's a jazz player. He's not playing like edge of breakup or overdrive stuff, but it is there when you need it, but it's not the main source that you're looking for. So what Fender did was they added two 12AX7 tubes, and of course one extra to AT7 tube here, so that way you have more headroom and you could get like a cleaner tone, and you have to really push it a little bit more to get it to dirty up a little bit, so you can still have your clean tone at high volumes without getting overdriven sounds. Does that make sense? And one of the unique thing about this particular one is the Selection 812 speakers. I'll leave the specs on the screen here so you can go over the actual specs. But what I like about this is a more drive session. I get to roll my volume back a little bit and get an edge of breakup tone. And if I want to like tone it all the way wild, I can just increase my guitar volume and I get a killer of an overdrive tone. I'm going to capture that here. This is a limited edition Guitar Center Hot Rod 4. I think this was launched in 2023 or something like that. But hey, sounds good. I'm going to be capturing these for my overdrive channel, for my drive channel. And for this, I'm going to be capturing these in the cleanest stage possible. So my preset is gonna have both the clean and the dirty channel of both amps. I actually wanted to capture the preamp section alone, but I was like, you know what, whatever. And the way it's going, I'm not using any mic in particular. I'm actually using this in conjunction with the aux box over there. So I'm gonna be picking the cabs and cabinets from there. I'm also gonna see if I can capture without cab, just the amp, the preamp section without, so you can use your own custom IRs. But again, this is just how I like to use this on stage, and I'm gonna throw that into my Helix Stadium and see what I get. You know, if you like stuff like this, so like and subscribe. I know Proxy has been out for a while, and a lot of people have captured great amps and great pedals, and there's a lot going on in the community that I'm really excited about personally. And I've taken my time not to capture any amps yet. I mean, I did capture my Bujera because I can, I guess. But my favorite amp, if you're very familiar with the channel, will either be the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe, the 3 or the 4, and the Fender Princeton amp. Those two amps, I can pretty much achieve any tone with it. A dumble tone, some Marshall sounds. I know the amp well, and that answers the questions about, you know, collections or having multiple amps that does different things. And I get that. I have multiple guitars, I have multiple amps, and they do different things. But my go-to amp that I really know well, and something about some mix engineers that I do know, it's I know people that will use like unconventional speakers, like cheaper speakers, or even mix through headphones because they understand the headphones. Some people will mix in rooms, not because the room is perfectly treated, but because they understand what the room is and they know how to compensate for what that room gives. So the same thing applies to these amps. I know the amps in and out, and it's hard to find a venue that you're playing, at least in North America. Even in Europe, in some places that I've played in Europe, they still have the same amp. It's hard not to find a venue that will have one of these. So it's just like that amp that is always available. And I've just gotten so accustomed to it, and I can pretty much achieve any tone that I want to achieve with it. Are boutique amps really good? Absolutely, yes. They are fine. I would love to own one boutique amp one of these days. I got my eyes on one of the Victory ones. But my point is, if I'm buying the amp, I'm not buying another amp out of the necessity of it because I want to achieve that particular tone. I'm just buying it because I want to own one of them. Because I can pretty much achieve any tone with these two setup right here. And with the cab options that I have on the aux box, it's almost endless, the things I can achieve with just those two setups. So let me stop talking and play some sound samples for what I captured with my Helix and what the original sounds like in my DAW when I use the aux box as not just a load box, as also cab simulation as well, which sounds very identical to what I'll get on stage, or if I mic it up with a 57 right now or with a Sennheiser like I usually do in the studio. But the goal is to make good music. How you get there really freaking doesn't matter, except the result. I think I'm talking too much. My name is Dami. I'm a guitar player and audio engineer, and sometimes I come here and share my journey with you guys. And yeah, these are my favorite amps. Yes, I did clone a Judge Benson amp, and the results were quite amazing and a little bit more than what I expected. I mean, I knew it was going to be a success. It wasn't like I was scared of anything, but I knew I was getting the real deal. That's the amp right there. That's the Judge Benson Hot Rod Deluxe amp right there behind me, and I've wanted that amp for the longest. I actually posted a picture a couple of weeks ago, and I found a good deal. I mean, this is like almost $1,500 amp, and I've been looking for a deal that works for me. And I've been extremely patient for the last 5 years to grab one. And I finally found one at the price I couldn't say no to for $350. That is a steal. Again, just even if the resale value alone, it's a little bit more than what I paid for it. So it's a hell of a deal. And I'm grateful that I got that one. So yeah,